First impressions to your product is a game changer. And the first thing that you see when you order any product is the actual packaging. In this video, I want to break down what I've learned studying billion-dollar companies and even trillion-dollar companies. If you know anything from the channel, I'm always talking about Apple, and another brand that I love is Sonos. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down a little bit that I've learned from studying their packaging and the commonalities and similarities that I'm finding in billion and trillion-dollar companies. First and foremost, if you notice with Apple, Sonos is right behind them in reference to minimalistic design. Notice there's not a lot going on. They don't have stuff all over the place. There's not a bunch of crazy colors. What I've noticed is some of the most successful companies in the world have minimalistic design. They're very minimal, they're very strategic with what they put on the box, and oftentimes the colors are easy on their eyes. Usually they use whites, blacks, grays, and neutral colors that are easy to look at, and they look very attractive, sleek, and modern. Now, something that a lot of people don't talk about when they get into packaging, which is very important, specifically when you have products that are actually fragile or products that could be destroyed in transit, is crush factor. So this is a corrugated box. And in corrugated boxes or any type of packaging that opens up that's multi-dimensional, they have corners and they have edges. So the crush factor is how strong the edges and the corners are. So it may not look like it, but I'm actually pushing it on this box as hard as I can, and notice I can't crush it. That's the crush factor, and they actually have different scales of crush factors based off of a numerical rating. Another thing that's a common factor that top brands have is quality in their packaging. See, so many people focus on the quality of their product and they neglect the packaging. You want your packaging to be symmetrical, literally be a mirror image of the quality of your actual product. Now, quality is more than just the exterior of the package. When it comes to the interior of your package, what your product is in, what's holding your product, and what your product is encased in are also going to give the consumer, the customer, or the client a perceived value on how the quality of the product is. Now let's dive inside the box, literally. When it comes to your product, regardless if it's a fragile, expensive product, or if it's just a normal product that really can't be broke, you want to make sure that you protect the product and that you encase the product, that way it has the best visual appearance. So this is just an example of this egg carton material that is used quite frequently in manufacturing and packaging to actually hold the product itself. This one's super thick because the Sonos speaker is actually fragile and they're expensive at around $300 to $500 for the set. I can't remember, but here you can see there's two of these slots, and they are actually made to fit the product. So when you open the packaging, you can see that the products rest in here perfectly and secured, and when you remove this, you have a nice visualization of the product. Moving on to the product is then inside of a nice wool, high quality sleeve, which again is gonna add to that perceived value that we were talking about. Next, let's talk about the package stuffer. Now, the package stuffer is a strategy that I've used and something that I highly suggest that you use as well. Usually you want the package stuffer to be predominantly placed up at top. That way when they open the packaging, this is the first thing that they see. Now, there's a few things that you can put inside these package stuffers and a few things that I recommend that you do put. First of all, you want to make sure that your brand is noticeable and it is predominant. Next, you want to make sure that you have any information or detailed instructions about how to use the product, because there's nothing worse than buying a product that has to be assembled, put together, or used and not knowing how to use it. Another thing you may want to take into consideration if you're selling in different countries is actually having this written in multiple different languages to reflect the most prominent countries in which you're selling in. Also, what I want you to do is think about brands and products that you've bought where when you open up the packaging, it has that wow factor, or it creates an experience, or it makes it to the point where you want to open more, or you want to buy more, or like me in case with Apple, you actually want to hoard the packaging because it's that good and you just can't find yourself throwing it away. For example, this Sonos speaker actually came in this really nice wool textured high quality fabric sleeve that it came in. That way you know that it's not going to get scratched, it's not going to get damaged, and in order to get to the product you have to actually open this up. It has a nice sticker with the brand on it, it's high quality, and it feels really good. Immediately before I actually hold the product and look at the product itself, I'm going through a process which is creating a feeling, and it's increasing the perceived value that comes with this product. A lot of people, especially when they're paying top tier for products, they want to make sure that the product is coming in the best condition and that the product is actually being protected. When you go that extra length to create that experience, your buyer, your client, your customer is gonna feel a specific way about that product, and that's what you wanna create. I'm always telling you guys, and I'm always preaching, that you don't want to be the lowest cost in e-commerce. You don't want to have the lowest cost physical product. You want to have a medium to high price product, and you want to offer it good packaging, good experience, and high quality products. That way your margins are high as well. Last but not least, when it comes to your packaging, there is going to be specific things that you have to put on here. Notice that there's not a lot of text and there's not a lot going on. You want to be very specific with what you put on the box. They're talking about specific features as well as what is included in the box. There's not a bunch of stuff about the company, how the company got started, all this extra stuff. You want this to be legible, easy to digest, and easy to read, and you wanna make sure that they know what's inside the box, what the contents are of the box, and the important features with this model or this version. Now, what you're also gonna have is some stuff that's usually on the bottom or the side, which is mandatory. This is gonna be the country of where it's manufactured. This is gonna be your company information, like your website, the manufacturing facility, the address of the business, copyrights, trademarks, and if it's fragile or there's any choking hazard pieces in the inside, you wanna make sure that you include those as well. Last but not least, if you're selling your product on Amazon, you have the option to actually have the FNSKU actually printed onto your box, or you can just have a little square here like you can see Sonos did, where the facility or your third-party logistics company will actually know exactly where to put your UPC or your FNSKU. Now, a few things that I personally love doing: I love cross-promoting other products. I love having QR codes that go to discounts or go to other products, as well as advertising our social media and our website. This is the first thing that the customer is gonna see, and if you have an instruction manual or you need some type of instructions, they're gonna be looking at this. So make sure it's legible, make sure it's neat, make sure that there's no errors, and most importantly, make sure that you're cross-promoting and pollinating other products, as well as putting your social media and your website in so you can grow your brand depth, brand notoriety, and your user face outside of Amazon. For more content and videos like this, make sure that you turn all of the notifications on my Instagram account. That way you're notified of every video, post, and live Q&A that I do. Also, check out more videos on my YouTube channel at Joshua Crisp on YouTube. There's over 100 plus videos similar to this and all around entrepreneurship. And for 50% off all services as well as softwares that AMZ Hunter offers, make sure you check out www.amzhunter.com and use promo code HUNTER50.